Alrighty. So, when more people are online, we'll talk about last week. So we'll wait until maybe like math to talk about that. But let's go ahead and just go right on into ELA. So last week you guys should have, hopefully, not a lot of you guys, but you should have finished your technology presentation about one high technology thing versus a low tech thing and how they compare and are used and which one you think would be better. If you have not finished that, please make sure you go back and finish it. It is a grade. Okay? That's okay.
That's the one thing that we're
all right. So, Alex and Yoshi, this is not the time to talk across my classroom, please. So, we are going to go ahead and open up our new assignment. It's called Teens and Technology. So, it's a SAVIS assignment. We're going to do a couple of things today, like the first read, some vocabulary, comprehension check, kind of the typical thing that we do with these. So let's go ahead and get that open, please, and thank you. Okay, so I'm going to have mine open, and then I'm going to go open up GoGuardian really quick because I don't have that open. Mine's taking a while to load anyway. There it goes. That's kind of a cool picture. Alrighty. Well, there's not a whole lot of people on here, but it looks like those of you that are on the story. So you might as well just go ahead and get started. So Teens and Technology Share a Future is the name of our story today. If you look at the top, it says it's a blog post. What's a blog?
Isn't a blog where you post videos or pictures of yourself doing something?
Kind of. There's writing too. So a blog is something that you write yourself, and it usually has like a specific topic. So some people will write blogs about food. So they will.
I know what a blog is.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard.
So usually sometimes, so there's a lot of food blogs where people will write about their inspiration for a recipe and give you the recipe, and you can use the recipe. There's a lot of travel blogs where they talk about the travel that they've done. So this one, it seems, might probably be about teens and technology of some sort. And how they share a future, possibly. Good. So we're going to go ahead. Oh, this is a short one, too. We're going to go ahead and listen to the background and the author first before we read the story. So I'm going to turn up my volume. If you're online, you might want to turn yours down just in case it's super loud. I'm going to play the background in 3, 2, 1.
Teens and Technology Share a Future by Stefan Etienne. Blog post. Background. The internet puts an enormous amount of information at your fingertips. However, it only became widely available in the 1990s. It was first developed by the United States Defense Department as a communication tool in the 1970s. By the 2000s, about 360 million people, or 6% of the world's population, were connected to the internet. This blog post discusses the impact of those changes. About the author. Stefan Etienne, born 1997, was born in Miami and now lives in New York City. At age 12, he founded a technology blog called laptopmemo.com. Etienne blogs about consumer technology.
All right. So, based on the background, it seems as though this part right here is the important part. This blog post discusses the impact of those changes. So, the changes that technology has brought about in the world. So, I know he kind of has a weird voice. So I thought that when you first started talking, I was a little bit like, huh, interesting voice. Yeah. So this little blog post, only about 3 minutes long, seems to be just about the changes that technology has brought about in the United States, probably in the world as well. And then this person that wrote it, he's younger than me. He's about 2 years younger than me, which seems weird. Yeah. So he's about 2 years younger than me. He started a blog, so you're writing things up online at the age of 12. So he was about your guys' age when he started writing about technology. Yeah, smart kid. He writes about consumer technology. Consumer technology is like computers, social media, things that we as people use technology for. He does look a little bit like a mannequin. I thought that too. I don't know. We're just on the same page today. All right, so there is some information there. I'm going to hide the top part. And then under making meaning, we're not going to do the comparing texts because we're going to use that later, not right now. We're going to look at the technical vocabulary and look at some of the vocabulary that we're going to see here. So it says that we will encounter words as we read this story, this blog post. Before reading, rate how familiar you are with each word. Rank the words in order from the most familiar 1 to the least familiar 3. So we've done this before, where we put words in order of how well we know them. Yep, so let's...
One that you know the most or 5?
1 is that you know it the most, and it only goes to 3 this time. So you have 3 words here. Microchips, trigonometry, and pixels.
I have never.
So you're going to put a 1 next to the one you know the most information about. You understand that word. A 2 next to the one that you're like, I kind of know it. And a 3 next to the one that you're like, I don't know what that means at all.
Is there a microchip? Did you get a microchip?
No, I do not have one now.
Do I have to? My mom has to give me every day to be out in the road.
Ooh. That's probably a good plan, yeah. Just in case.
Me and my cousins had a good short hair. And they were like really, really bald.
I'm going to give you guys about 1 more minute to rank those. Shouldn't take you too long to be like, yes, I know it, or no. That's all right. If you only know 1, that's fine. We are going to learn more about them as we read, so that's good.
This is like the shortest one.
It is a pretty short one. It'll be nice.
No, actually, this isn't the shortest one.
This one is pretty short compared to other ones we've done, though.
Are we still working on 3D shapes? No.
Yeah, we will this week, yep.
That's the last thing we get.
This one, I think you'll be okay with this week. Okay, so for the technical vocabulary, just make sure you are ranking those words 1 through 3. 1 being your most familiar with the word, 3 being your least familiar. Okay, so I'm going to close this. Hopefully you guys have done that by now. And that's actually all we need to do for that technical vocabulary part. So I'm going to close it. The part that we're going to do after that is the first read. So we need to read it first, and then we can talk about this chart and thing. First read means it's the first time you read it. So it's the information that you get from the story from the first read. Does that make sense? Yeah. Alrighty. No, it makes sense. Okay, so we're probably going to listen to most of this all the way through. I might stop at the vocabulary words just to review them really quick. But other than that, we'll probably just play it all the way through. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. It's about 3 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm going to play it in 3, 2, 1.
Teens and Technology Share a Future by Stefan Etienne. Perhaps it is the years of experience I've had in front of a computer, a laptop, or some sort of device with a screen. Talking about technology, attending press events in NYC, and meeting the industry's most interesting people, all older than me, but all with the same childish hunger to see what comes next. With its microchips, electricity, input methods, operating systems, and everything in between, technology of the 21st century is a window into a new world for all of humanity, but especially for teenagers. Are you curious about something no one you know has even heard of? Then search for it online, and maybe even come across the wrong answer initially.
All right, let's look at our first vocabulary word. Microchips. I think you've probably heard this one before out of the three. What is a microchip?
A microchip is something that you can put, like, store information or to keep track of something.
Yes, you can use a microchip to store information. When you think about them in terms of computers,
Or dogs.
yeah, with dogs, it's more of tracking them to make sure they don't get lost, or cats, or animals in general. But with computers, microchip is a little thing that you stick in the technology somewhere. Depends on where the thing is. And the microchip just keeps track of all that data for you that you use the computer or the smartphone, iPad, whatever you use. Just keeps track of all your data. So let's check our definition. The definition says small pieces of computer technology that have integrated circuits. So keep track of data, basically. All right. So in this case, we're talking about the ones that are in technology, not the ones that are in animals. Although they are a type of technology, we're going to talk more about the ones that go inside computers and things like that. Make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's keep going. We are on paragraph 3.
You do more research, and eventually uncover the truth. Inside, you feel a little like Indiana Jones, finding information that you believe will make you a more complete human being. In the grand scheme of things, you've done us all a great service. You've turned over a small stone of information, one in a river of millions. With every stone turned, the picture of the world becomes clearer. It's similar to the polar vortex that has been plaguing New York for more than a month. Only when the sun breaks out for a moment do I realize how beautiful the snow can be. That's what computer technology can do. Like sunshine breaking through the cold, it changes how we see things. When you filter out the useless Facebook messages, out of context tweets, and all the GIFs from Reddit, you see that you, yes, you, are in control of your own information network. Best of all, you can do anything you want to do with it. There's no excuse to be confused by that math problem in trigonometry, or lack a source to cite in an essay. It's all on you now.
Okay, trigonometry. You're actually pretty close. So it says that it's a math problem in trigonometry. So we know that it's a type of math.
Is it triangles, like 3D triangles and stuff?
Yeah, you're kind of close again. Trigonometry has to do with triangles. Yeah, you do it in high school. I did it, I think, when I was a junior in high school. So I have one more year left of high school. So that's like 5 years away for you guys. So trigonometry won't be really a thing for you guys until you get to high school. But it's a type of math that deals with the relationships between sides and angles of triangles. So when you have triangles, they have sides and angles, and it has to do with complex things. I don't think that there is circleometry, but you can do geometry with circles. I don't think there's a name for it, though.
Can't you do a right with it in the room?
Of a triangle?
No, of a circle.
No, not really. Okay. We can talk more about circles later. But trigonometry has to do with triangles, okay? It's just a type of math, not necessarily a big thing that has to do with technology. You might use it in technology, but like for the people that create the technology, but not just to use technology in general. Unless you're looking for how to do your trigonometry math problem, which I definitely did in high school. So
Because it was hard?
yeah, trigonometry is not easy. So
Does everyone have it in high school?
I think so. I think it's part of algebra.
part of algebra?
I think so. It's been a while since I've done it. High school was a little while ago for me. Not as far as some people. But anyway, here we go. We are on paragraph 5. We're just going to read the rest all the way through. Paragraph 5.
Of course, right off the bat, you may be thinking, here comes a geek obsessed with technology, preaching about its effectiveness and adaptability, and how it's great for everyone who is currently a teenager. You're absolutely right. But even if you are not as much of a geek as I am, you are still immersed in technology. How else would you be reading this blog? How else would you understand what LOL means? Or be able to send a text message without even thinking about it? The world is facing many problems, but young people, using the power of technology, have the opportunity to solve them. Technology connects us in ways no one has ever been connected before. As Henry David Thoreau put it, in an age before the internet, could a greater miracle take place than for us to look through each other's eyes for just an instant? If only Thoreau had known that we would be able to look into another person's eyes, even if they are actually just pixels on a screen, thousands of miles away. What superpower could one possibly want when we have technology that lets us meet new people, invent new things, and help others? Today's teenagers, as of 2014, have the potential to be the most influential and informed generation of human beings ever seen. But that will only happen if we step up to the challenge, wake up, and be prepared to take charge in an informed, responsible, and powerful way. What is better than a will to do great things? The actual actions that will make those great things happen.
Alrighty. Let's look at that last vocabulary word before we do anything else. A pixel. What is a pixel?
Isn't it like, I don't know.
Any ideas? Anybody?
It's kind of annoying because what's with the other smile on it?
Anybody online? What's a
Doesn't that
pixel?
mix up a TV screen?
Yeah, they do. They're like little things. Yeah, in video games, it's the parts of a screen that make the picture. So there's in your computer that you're looking at right now, there are pixels that are tiny, tiny, tiny little things that create the picture
Are they
on your screen. Kind of like lights, yeah. So they're the smallest elements of an image that can be individually processed in a video display system. So there's probably thousands of pixels on your computer screen right now. Yeah, little tiny squares that make up the bigger thing, yeah. I don't really know exactly how it works. I'm not very good with technology in terms of like the little parts of technology. But pixels are like the tiniest little things that make up your pictures.
Do pixels move around?
Say it again?
Do pixels move around?
I don't think the pixels move, but they change with the way that your computer screen changes.
Then how are you able to play video games?
I don't know. Yeah, technology is crazy. Like you can do some cool things.
I wonder who created it. I wonder if they, like,
I don't know. Couldn't tell you. I don't know who created it. We'd have to look that up. So this paragraph right here, paragraph 8, talks about how today's teenagers, as of 2014, so the teenagers that were teenagers in 2014, so people like me, I was a teenager in 2014, have the power to be very influential and change.
in 2014, my brother was born.
And I was 19, so I was a teenager. Yep. So he's talking about how people in that time frame are using technology for good, and that we can become very influential and change how technology can help the world, basically. So you can use technology to do good things. It's kind of the way that he seems to be approaching this. That's what I got from this one. So let's go ahead and go over, I'm going to get rid of this, and do the first read chart. So let's open up our first read chart here. Okay, first we need to put our title. Teens and technology share a future? Is that what it was? That seems right. Teens and technology share a future. No, we don't need complete sentences in the chart today.
I just put future technology. Is that good?
Yeah, it's okay. Okay. All right. So teens and technology share a future. First, we need to do the notice. What are we noticing about our story? Let's start with the what. What is this story about? We'll do this pretty much together today. Thank you.
It's about consumer technology.
It's about something technology. What?
Consumer.
Consumer technology. So it's about consumer technology and teens, right? That kind of not teens. Does that answer who is involved as well? No, you guys were not teenagers. You guys aren't even teenagers yet. Yeah.
I'm not.
Stay focused, please. So this is about technology, and then the who is it about and who's involved is basically teenagers. Well, that's just the guy reading it. That doesn't mean that he had anything to do with it. Yeah, I'll give you a minute to type that out. If you finish typing that up, you can do the annotate part. I will let you guys do this part on your own. Find 2 important things to highlight in the story. Or in the blog post. The 2 things that you were like, this is important while we were reading it. Okay, 2 important things. I'll give you guys about 3 minutes to do these 2 things. What do you notice? And what are 2 important things? And about 2 more minutes. Yes, I'll be outside.
Would really help out if you just took your class and did whatever you can. If you wanted to do the course case study.
You can do it.
No, I can cover this.
Sounds good. Are we done one person?
Should I call in? I don't know if they'll replace her or not.
Okay.
But if not, we can.
Sounds good. I'll tell you.
Wow.
Yeah, put that in.
You're probably up there. Are you guys getting snow like that?
Yeah, we have a 3/4 of an inch.
And so it was just like a little bit.
Yeah, it wasn't too much this morning.
It's just small. How many inches or feet are on the mountains up there? Outside? Or no?
About one more minute. I think it is.
It is snowing.
Okay, you got 1 minute to look at it, and then you have to be back in your seats.
It's actually sticking.
Yeah, we're not going outside today, probably. Sorry. Okay, about 30 more seconds, and then we'll look at the bottom 2 boxes there. Alrighty, let's go ahead and scroll down to the bottom 2 boxes. We have connect and respond. So let's do the connections together. The connections here are, we've done this a lot, right? We're going to connect it to things that are either other books, maybe movies, technology, anything that you've experienced. So how can we connect this blog post to something else?
Online learning.
Online learning. We use technology for online learning. Good. Okay.
Can I just post it instead of putting it in like a sentence?
Yes, you can just list it. It doesn't need to be a sentence. Madi said that it went away. We live in a time with technology, tons of technology. So
I highlighted in it because it's like, in like 2011, 6% of the population of the world has technology, and now the other
yeah, that's true. Was it 2000? Is that the year it said? In 2000, technology was not like the biggest deal, right?
No, it was like the brand new.
Yeah, it was brand new. You probably had to be pretty rich to have it. And now almost everybody has a piece of technology in their pocket,
Yeah.
their smartphone. You have like a supercomputer in your pocket, right? What else can we connect this to?
There are no, you know, like there are little tiny squares. No. And the laptop and stuff.
Okay, so the pixels. So pixels equal in our laptops, because we are staring at pixels on the screen right now. Good.
Are these little squares?
SQUARES. Okay. One more thing. What else can we connect this to? The title is Teens and Technology. Can we connect to that at all?
A lot of teenagers.
Good. Teenagers use a lot of technology now. Teens use a ton of technology now. Mainly just their phone, but that's a really big piece of technology, right? They can do pretty much anything on there. They can make their TikToks, which I'm sure you guys do if you have a phone. I don't think if you guys make a TikTok, I don't think I want to see it.
Why do you have TikTok?
No, I do not have TikTok, but I don't think I'd want to see you guys
I
like.
think Miss Ellis has it because I think she took a video.
Maybe, I don't know. So, teens are using a ton of technology. A lot of them are just using their phone as technology, but right now, we're also teenagers are in junior high and high school, and a lot of them are doing online learning, so we can even connect it to that they're on technology all day right now. Yep, there's a lot of connections here with teens and technology. I don't think that the guy who wrote this could have predicted how much technology would be used in the year 2020 and 2021.
Guys, nowadays you can even get a college degree without ever stepping foot on a campus. You can take all your classes online.
Yep.
So depending on the degree that you're interested in, you may or may not go to an actual college.
That the master's degree that I talk about, where I had to write that really, really big paper, right? I did all of that online. I technically went to the University of Georgia, so that's in Georgia, but I never had to go to Georgia. I've never been to Georgia, probably will never go to Georgia, but I have a degree from the University of Georgia. All online.
What kind of degree do you have to get to be
I have no idea. You'd have to look into that. Okay, so after you guys are done with all the connections, this next box, respond, is the small little summary. So I want you guys to write a 2 to 3 sentence summary. Of the blog post. So just a quick, what is it about? Why would they write it? Why was it important? 2 to 3 sentences.
My dad was going to become a police officer.
Also try to get a degree in biology with the biology.
Yeah, that would probably be it. One of my friends is, so at NMU she did a forestry major. So she's a forest ranger now. Awesome.
I think it's Is that more than you had last today?
No, not yet. Not yet. No, we had a good inch. That's just kind of starting to stick. We'll see if it does. It depends on how big the pile was. I'll show you a picture later, but of this space in between my townhome and how much snow that they piled up. I'll show you guys that later.
Isn't it like 8 feet high or something like that? Like there when the snowplow push it up against the wall?
It can be, yeah. That's probably about how tall the pile of snow I could show you was. That was about 2 or 3 weeks ago, though. Alrighty. Hopefully you guys are done with that one. Give you about 1 more minute to finish up these 2. And then, pretty much like we usually do, we're going to finish up with our comprehension check today.
And we have to work on it tomorrow too.
We are going to work on the story today, Wednesday and Thursday, and then you guys will take the test for the story on Friday. Yep. Yeah, after class, for sure. Alrighty. Keep in mind that when you guys write this summary, you can usually just copy and paste it later. So if you write a good summary right now, it's 1 less question to do at your comprehension check. Okay. So let's go ahead and go over and do the comprehension check. So I'm going to close our first read chart and the first read tab. My computer is going really slow right now. There it goes. I'm going to open the comprehension check. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions. Oh, doesn't ask you for a summary this time. So I'm going to read the questions to you. When we do the comprehension check, these ones I do want in complete sentences, please. So, number 1 says, according to the author, how is technology a window into a new world? So according,
You can do anything.
yeah. So according to the author, and then on this one again, complete sentence. Okay. I'm just going to review these. I'm not going to do any of them with you. This will be one of the graded sections, so make sure that you go back and complete this if you are unable to do it right now, or you don't finish it in the time I give you. Number 2 says, what does the author suggest people need to do to be in control of their own information network? So again, what? One sec. For a complete sentence on that one, and that one basically just means, how do I say it without giving away the answer? An information network is basically what you have access to, the information that you have access to. So how can you be in control of your own information? What does the author say that you can do?
I pretty much said it on the first one.
Then write it again. Okay, number 3, it says, according to the author, in what way is technology like a superpower? And we'll write a complete sentence on this one.
Pretty much the same thing I almost every
Try and change it up a little bit.
Yeah, I know.
Number 4, according to the author, what must this generation do to fulfill the potential it has to influence the world in a positive way? Okay. Complete sentences again. So how can this generation influence the world in a positive way using technology? Number 5, what does the author say is better than wanting to do great things? That's at the very, very end. That's your hint. So complete sentence. And then your hint, answers at the very end. Okay. And then number 6, list 3 important ideas from the selection to show your understanding. So, hint, hint, we highlighted important things. So maybe use those things that you highlighted in this answer. So 3 important things. So complete sentences. And then you need to make sure you list 3 things. 1, 2, 3. 3 things that show that were important to the selection, to the blog post. All right. So there's about 20 minutes left of class, and your goal is to finish these 6 questions and write these in complete sentences. So I'm just going to let you guys work. I'll turn on a little bit of music. I'll be walking around. Mr. Turner will be walking around. And if you need us online, just give us a holler, okay? But I'm going to stop the recording because we don't need to record us working forever.